So we're here at Odsal Stadium. It's 3rd of May, it's the first meeting of the year. The track's in excellent condition, and this sunny evening we're looking forward to some exciting racing. The crowd's just beginning to come in, and before we start racing we'll have a few interviews with drivers. I've got Andy Clark with me, who's racing as a blue top tonight. Now then, first meeting at Odsal, Andy, what do you think the track's looking like?
It looks a bit dry at the moment, but Tom's been out with that water tank. It should be alright.
You're right, so you're going to get some good racing tonight?
Hope so, yeah. Usually do up here, get some good places.
How do you feel you're going to do then?
Well, could get some places on that.
No, you feel ambitious tonight?
Yeah.
I must admit the car's looking well. It's soon going to look very muddy.
That's it, yeah.
Have you redone the paint job this winter?
Yeah, we've redone it all. We raced it Saturday night at Coventry. That's some good places there.
At Coventry, yeah. Well, I must admit the car certainly does look the part.
Thank you.
Anything about the engine that you've been playing with over the winter now?
No, it's just been rebuilt. Right.
So you've just rebuilt it from the ground for the new season? Well, we wish you well. 169, we'll keep an eye out for you.
Okay then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've got with me Jeff Nichols, who's riding tonight in a blue top. Tell me how you think you're going to do. How do you think the track conditions are going to be?
A bit too dry for us really tonight. We ain't got enough horsepower to run on the dry track really.
So your car's really more suited to the wet, is it?
Yeah, any low-powered car is suited to the wet really.
Yeah. How are you telling me something I must admit I don't know? Why is it low-powered? Is it I mean, it's got to be the engine, but what's different about the engine?
We haven't got £1 million to spend on it.
So you're financing it very much yourself, are you?
Oh yeah, it's all financed by myself.
So you're looking for a sponsor?
Yeah, if there's one about, yeah.
So if there's any sponsors around this evening that would like to move Jeff up from the blue top with, what's the number, Jeff? You may as well give them the number.
Racing number's
215.
Yeah.
So if any sponsors that are looking for somebody that wants to move out of blue top, Jeff Nichols is your man.
That's right.
I sounded like Melissa, Anna. Sometimes you can head back to it. It says John Wynn Limited.
No, I think it's a John.
I've got with me Tony Brown, who's racing as a white top. Now then, Tony, is it a new car?
No, it's probably about 5 years old really. We got it off Frankie Wayman, one of the red top drivers. We've had it a season, we've made some alterations. Just making it right for me really.
Yeah. So how are you finding it?
We're just getting used to it really. We've a couple of problems and not getting used to actually racing, but I think we've just got it right now.
Yeah. What do you reckon the track looks like tonight then?
It's looking pretty good actually, yeah. It's a nice night for it.
Yeah. I must admit it's looking a bit dry, but everybody's telling me down and put some water down.
They'll wet it down and damp it down, else dust tends to rise and you can't see a lot.
Yeah.
I think when it's been wet down, it'll be just nice tonight.
So you're going to pinch a few places, yeah?
We'll try as best, yeah.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you race 344.
Yeah,
we'll keep it out for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've got with me Chris Cook, whose number's 460 on a white top. Now then, Chris, what do you think of the conditions tonight?
They seem to be excellent tonight. The weather's been all right for us over the weekend. I think it should be a good track tonight. Surface seems all right.
So you're looking forward to the racing?
I am. I seem to go well around Bradford. I have a bit more confidence with it being a solid fence. You know, when it's been the wire ropes, I tend to hit them, so I'm not so bothered here. It's all right.
So you're pleased you can bounce off of me?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I bounced off here a few times last season, so it'd be nice to get back out there again.
Yeah. So I must admit, I'm looking at your paint job. It looks like good. Who's actually done your paint work?
The actual painting I did myself.
Yourself?
I sprayed it all myself, but the sign writing, there's a chap I know who does all the sign writing. He did it for me last year and he's done it again this year and he's done a super job there.
I must say it does look well. I mean, we've been looking around and there's one or two that have really tried hard on the paintwork, and it's nice to see. So we'll look forward to seeing you racing. 460.
Okay, thank you. Cheers.
Really hard to be John. Bad on
Now I've just caught Mel Brown putting some rather unique shoulder pads on. Tell us about your shoulder pads, Mel.
Gloves.
Oven gloves. Can we have a look at them under there? So why do you put
So it just if you put a bit of sponge there, it drops down, and then just hang it right place up. Right?
I'm with you. So that's where straps come and cut you, is it?
Yeah.
If the
It's all right, but just a bit bony on the shoulders, isn't it?
makes you feel a bit better. You're racing in the blue top. What do you think of the conditions tonight?
It'll be all right.
Yeah.
My favourite track here now.
Favourite track? I must admit, there's one or two who said they're looking forward to racing tonight. Do you think you'll sneak a few positions?
Hopefully.
Yeah. What sort of tyres are you racing?
Second-hand rally tyres this side.
Yeah.
Second-hand doos the other side.
So I noticed you've gone for a bit of tread despite its drive.
Yeah, well, they'll wet it before they start now. They always just blather it with water. Make
So-
first heat, so that'll be
A bit of tread's a good idea.
2 slotted tankers on before they start.
I'm with you. Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you racing. Number 34 in the blue. Best of luck. Thank you.
Ever since
Beyond that, it's
I've got with me Phil Smith, who's racing a car that for the first time ever I've ever seen with coil springs on. Tell us where the idea came from, Phil.
Nothing new in coil springs. Have been around on cars for a long time, and it were only a matter of time before somebody put them on a stock car. But I'm not claiming to be it first. There are others that have done it before me.
There's others that have done it before you. Though you're not sure how she's going to handle them yet.
Well, everything's new. It's all to try for.
So is it the first time the car's raced then?
Well, it's been out. It's the first time it was raced. It's been out on a track before. We tested it during winter, but it hasn't actually raced against other cars yet.
Are you hoping that the coil springs and dampers will be a bit better than leaf springs?
Well, I'm hoping there'll be street in front. We get a chance of winning something then.
You're hoping to move out of the blues then?
Well, I'm not necessarily bothered about that. I just want it's engineering, and to me that's something I enjoy doing, and I'm looking forward to see what happens with it.
So you're basically approaching it as an experiment, but you feel confident?
I'm not confident. I'll tell you better after 30.
30?
Yeah.
Well, come and see you after 30 if we get a chance. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll get the axle.
Sounds well said. Because by then, what I'll do is I'll toss that. I've got with me Steve Sykes, who's racing as a white top tonight. We were just noticing, Steve, that you've got 4 different tyres on. Is there any reason why you race different tyres?
Well, it's just basically that's all we've got, so that's what we have to use.
It's all you've got, but you've obviously put them on in specific spots. Is there a reason why the big heavy's on this side?
Well, somebody's given us the idea that we need plenty of
traction.
Yeah, we need plenty of traction on this side, so.
So you're going for plenty of traction on this side, and I noticed the tyres are actually smaller on the other side.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, we need plenty of stagger to get round bends, and we expect to be going into loose stuff tonight, so we've got this tyre on with plenty of grip.
I'm with it. I'm mainly asking because of people that have not seen racing, so there'll be a lot of new people here tonight. So you're going mainly for a lot of grip on the outside, and then you're trying to lean the car in on the inside.
That's why I try to swing it round and keep the traction down straight.
Yeah. What size of engine is there in there?
Well, it's a Ford 470. It's been built by a professional engine builder.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased with it at the moment.
So
we've only had 1 meeting, 2 meetings yesterday, and so we're just hoping to improve all the time.
So you're hoping to move up out a white top, are you?
Well, not too quickly.
Not too quickly, nice and steady. Well, we'll keep it out for you, 509.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you race.
Cheers.
Thank you. Do you far to school? Do you used to go far to school?
Warren. Beautiful. 3. And number 2, Paul Harrison. 17.
That's making a run for it.
17 cars on the grid as Mr. Starter drops the green and we get underway. So they're all the way into the first turn with a little bit of dust floating around right from the early stages. Number 32, Stu Bate, in the lead down the back straight, going into 3 and 4. On the pit bend turn, well, somebody going a little bit on the wide side there, not dangerously so, and it's still 32 in the lead from number 80, number 11, and number 29. And that 29 car of Ian Higgins making up ground extremely rapidly, finds a good line all the way around the Bradford bend, and in fact shoots into the lead on the back straight. So it's car number 29 who leads the home stretch down past the start-finish line with number 32, number 80, number 12 and 34, Mel Brown. Also moving up now into 4th place with Ian Platts just behind him in number 77. Craig Howard's there in 52, and so is Jamie Davidson in 464. And then Steve Hodgson in 172 and 33, Peter Balding. Higgins very quickly breaking away though, really winding it up quickly down the home straight. He moves round the Bradford bend and down the back straight very quickly. Ian Platts has moved up into 2nd place now. Mal Brown's 3rd and Hodgson's in 4th place in number 172. Balding not too far behind in 5th spot in number 33, but he goes wide there, and that could enable Howard to gain up a little bit of ground, which indeed it does. And right behind Howard is 53, John Lund. Howard tries to shut the door on John Lund and indeed succeeds in so doing on that occasion, but suddenly Howard goes on the far side, and that's just the opportunity that John Lund needs. He takes it, dives through and moves up a spot. Still Higgins way out in front in number 29 from Ian Platts in 77, and Steve Hodgson in 172. 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Not too far behind that 3rd place man is Mal Brown in number 34, but he's just got the heave-ho on turn 3 from 33. Peter Paulding, who immediately slots in the side, goes beneath Brown, moves up a place, and Lund is very much in pursuit all the way in number 53. That little bunch are leaving behind now the rest of the field, which in fact is led at the present by Warren Hunter in number 20, and then Paul Harrison in number 2. Craig Howard has dropped right down in number 52. Jamie Davidson is making little progress in 464. Still Ian Higgins in car number 29 from Ian Platts in 77, and Higgins has certainly got a good lead there now. Number 11 has just taken a trip on the bulking, Shaw Taylor, and that's halfway, Mr. Starter, please. So into the second half, Higgins the leader in 29 from Platts in 77, Hodgson in 172, 53 John Lund and 33 Peter Falling side by side, but it's Lund who has the edge, comes through again by forcing the opposition to the outside line and then cracking away through, which he's done extremely well and on several occasions throughout this race. Still Higgins in 29, putting back markers behind him. With 5 next time in, please. So 5 laps to go next time round. Higgins the leader in number 29 from Platts in 77, Hodgson in 172, Lund in 53, Balding in 33, Mal Brown in 54, Warren Hunter in number 20, and Paul Harrison in number 2. The field spread around this circuit now in the closing stages. Request for Sean Taylor, who's abandoned his car number 11, to move away to the safety of the centre green, which he does. Platts puts the back marker behind him in his pursuit of the lead car, but Higgins certainly seems to be in a position now which is going to be very hard to even close at all, because there's very little time left around this big Odsal Bowl for anyone to make an impression on Higgins, who shot through to the front in the early stages of this event and has remained out there throughout. 77 and 172 in 2nd and 3rd places. Lund has got a problem. 53, John Lund has a problem and he's pulling off. So it's 33 rather, sorry. 33, Peter Paulding, who moves up a place, as of course do those immediately behind him. So Higgins powering it round nicely. Goes into 1 and 2, got a good line round there now, no serious problems for him at all. Eases into round 3 and 4. And there's the checkered flag. It goes up, it goes down, and he takes it with a wave of triumph out of the cab as he crosses the line with a somewhat satisfied Ian Platts, one would think, in number 77 being second place, and Steve Hodgson third in 1:72. Fourth was 33 Peter Faulding, fifth 34 Mal Brown, and in sixth place was number 20. We can have the Reds, Ian, please. Now, don't get putting anything in the programmes just yet, ladies and gentlemen, because those were just observations of the possible results. We'll just wait for clarification of that situation. But there seems to be little doubt that Ian Higgins in car number 29 crossed the line in first place and will shortly be presented with the trophy. So the official result for you as follows. First, of course, Ian Higgins in car number 29. Second, 77 Ian Platts. Third, 1:72 Steve Hodgson. Fourth, 33 Peter Faulding, and fifth, 34 Mal Brown. Sixth place went to number 20 Warren Hunter, and seventh, number 2 Paul Harrison. Eighth was 464 Jamie Davidson. Ninth, 52 Craig Howarth. And 10th was car number 32, Stuart Bate. 1 to 10 again for you, 29, 77, 172, 33, 34, 20, number 2, 464, 52, and 32. Okay, doctors, please. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you would, a nice round of applause for the winner of race 1, number 29, Ian Higgins. .43. Moving straight back to the star men there, we've got Des Chandler from Hinckley, number 213, Rob Cowley from Nuneaton in number 73, and the man who won the final at Coventry on Saturday night, 97, Murray Harrison. A couple of white top novice drivers at the back, one of which looks like number 329. The A graders coming through in a moment, which we'll just confirm once they get fired up. Mark Webster's there in number 226, comes from Leeds. Richard Mason in number 202 from Bradford. 169 Andy Clark, rugby based. 64 Kev Smith. 215 Jeff Nichols. Car number 69 and 329, the white top novice drivers at the back of the pack. So Bill moves off as the green flag goes down. Track a little slippy, but drying out as it no doubt will quite rapidly, and indeed as it did in Heat 1. Problems there for Jeff Nichols in 215 and for Paul Farrer in 275. It was the latter who created those problems, and it was Jeff Nichols who ran into them. The novice drivers at the back struggling to get round there and almost caught by the leaders. And Paul Harrison Murray Harrison goes round in car number 97, does a quick turn, puts the power on, tries to get back in, but that's cost him a lot of time, and he'll really have to get the old clog down now to get back into the fray before the checkered flag actually goes out. Still 297 and 121 in first and second places, but that situation could be reversed, which indeed it is, and it's 121 who now goes into the lead. Chris Wilkinson from number 297, Nick Fickle in second place, and Barry Heath in 343, holding a nice line there, putting the back end somewhat dangerously out as he exited from the fourth turn, but held his line once he'd trued it up. 64 Kev Smith almost into the fence on the Bradford turn. Rob Cowley in number 73 going, and we've got a problem over on that far side with number 344 hitting the timbers and bouncing right over the top of them indeed. That was Tony Brown in 3:44, and he took one of those white top novice drivers with him over there on the far side. Nothing serious as far as drivers are concerned. In fact, one of them already bailed out, and it's back to see what exactly is happening up front. It's 1-2-1 still there, but that situation could well change, and indeed it has changed, because Richard Mason has gone into the lead in number 202 after Chris Wilkinson in 1:21 tangled with Barry Heath in 3:43. Both of them up in with a chance at that occasion. It's Mason who's taken over in 202 from 213 Des Chandler and 73 Rob Cowley, first, second and third. 202, 213 and 73, first, second, third. Over on that far side, Kev Smith in number 64 moves past the 275 car of Paul Farrer. Could still be up there, in fact, could number 64, and indeed he is. So it's Mason the leader in 202 from 213 and 73, Des Chandler and Rob Cowley. Then Kev Smith in number 64. Andy Clark in 169, reasonably consistent performer throughout last year when he did take part. And we're at the halfway, Mr. Starter. So at that halfway stage, we've got a problem over there on the far side with the number 297 car of Nick Field right across the track, and making life a little bit difficult for cars as they were coming out of that Bradford bend. He's now moved that machine. The bend is wide open again, shouldn't be giving any more problems for a little while at least. Cowley motors down the back straight in 73. Des Chandler's opened up a big gap, and in fact he's now really literally breathing down the exhaust pipe, less than a car's length behind the lead at 202, with 5 next time, Ian, please. 5 next time. 5 next time then, Mr. Starter. So 5 laps to go. There it is. Des Chandler in 213, out in the lead from 202, Richard Mason. So it's 4 to go, Ian, now. 4 to go now, please. So Chandler then in car number 213. Mixing it with the back markers, 213 and 202 in first and second places from Rob Cowley in number 73, Kev Smith in 64. 1, 2, 3, 4, all through and safely past. Any problems into the closing stages? Chandler still putting back markers behind him. The latest one to go is Paul Pennington in 382, and then Jeff Nichols probably as well will be overtaken before that flag goes down. Mason still maintaining a reasonably good line, mind you. 213 and 202, and then on the last lap, 73 Rob Cowley in that third place. Kev Smith fourth in number 64. It's time for the black and white checkered. It goes up and it comes down. Des Chandler takes it in 213. Richard Mason second in 202. Rob Cowley third in 73. Kev Smith fourth in 64. As usual, just waiting for the back markers to come through. And we can have the reds. Thank you, Ian. The red flag goes down, and I think we can quickly confirm that the winner is Des Chandler, number 213. Des Chandler then for you again, ladies and gentlemen. Official result: first 213 Des Chandler, second 202 Richard Mason, third 73 Rob Cowley, fourth 64 Kev Smith, and fifth 226 Mark Webster. 6th 169 Andy Clark, and 7th 343 Barry Heath. 8th was number 121 Chris Wilkinson, 9th 215 Jeff Nichols, and 10th 382 Paul Pennington. On to the flashing lights, and we'll have another getting them away. Another casualty over on the far side, that's Chris Cook in car number 460. This time the green goes down. And the man who finds the bite somewhat quickly through to the wet shale is Paul Marler in number 183. He shoots down the home straight, goes round the Bradford bend. Rest of them jostling for a little bit, and car number 3, so that was pretty near the front, suddenly finds himself pretty near the back, all in the space of less than a lap. Oop, and that could be nasty. Whoops, so, my goodness me, 456 going through on the inside to take the lead from car number 183, then 277, and Andy Malterson 314. The Marler car clips the steel over there on the back straight, as a result of which he loses a bit of ground. It's car number 456 who goes through to take the lead from car number 183 and 216. Oh my goodness me. Well, we just mentioned Andy Malter's down there in 314, but he's suddenly come to a halt, and Hudson's disappeared as well in 272 from 265. Rob Bratzlow's T-boned him there, and they've both got caught up, and that means that the situation is that they both lost valuable ground, which will probably be of more hurt to the 272 car of young Andy Hudson than to the somewhat elder statesman Rob Bradshaw in 265. So the Martin Southwell 277 car abandoned down here, and Martin safely out of the car, although Maltus, the other casualty down there, is still sitting in his machine, number 314, which is probably the safest place to be, actually, particularly if you're belted in as he is. He's looking for an opportunity now to climb out, and indeed one has presented itself, so he'll be out of his machine and onto the safety of the centre green PDQ. Phil Smith in number 109 is chasing Graham France in 216 at the moment. And it's still 456 the lead car. Got a change now by the look of it, and that's Graham France in 216 who's moved up into the first place from 456, and Phil Smith in 109. Could well be that Michael Ives is up there as well, although he, having just shot past the number 183 car of Paul Marler, he then went wide, did Mick Ives. He now puts the bumper in on Marler in 183 in an effort to push him wide, which he succeeded extremely well, and Mike Ives moves up a place in number 236, getting back to see what's happening up front. Because this field is now well spread, it looks as if we have the number 216 car out in the lead of Graham France from Phil Smith in 109, and that's the halfway, Mr. Starter. So at that halfway stage, the 456 car remains in third place. Michael Ives in the car number 236, still circulating along with Frankie Wayman in 212, and number 183, Paul Marler. There'll be a little bit of bumper work there, and somebody's going to go, and indeed around the outside line, forced there by the man who's currently leading, Phil Smith, went Graham France in 216. Now France has got it all to do, because he's got to come back into contention as Phil Smith comes out of turn 4. We're well into the second half, remember. In fact, it's 5 next time, Ian, please. So with 5 laps to go, it's 109. Phil Smith leading from 216, Graham France. Michael Ives goes wide again on that turn in number 236. So do the cars immediately behind him, and this is an opportunity for some of those that were lower down the frame to come up, which indeed they have done, and certainly the positions do change as far as 5th, 6th and 7th positions are concerned. Phil Smith leads in 109 from Graham France in 216, first and second. Michael Ives is in third place, number 236. Wayman then could well be up there, and in fact, yes, 456, thank you, is still there, and Wayman now coming through in 212. And yes, Graham France has departed, which will surely give this one now virtually on a plate to Phil Smith in car number 109. 2 laps to go, says our starter very clearly to the man out front. Michael Ives in 236 will be delighted, all being well, with this second place. The race, of course, not over until that red flag goes out, and very often in what looks like a very secure position with only a lap or so to go, things do tend to happen. Probably not on this occasion. 109 Phil Smith and 236 Michael Ives first and second. 212 Frankie Wayman, 272 Andy Hodgson, and smoking badly 86 David Toulson. On to the last lap then. Phil Smith very comfortably in the... Oh! I don't believe it. Having said that things happen on the last lap, they have happened. Because the 109 car is being pushed around. Is it going to be pushed to victory? Indeed. Is he going to make it? They're trying very, very hard, and it doesn't happen because it looks like Michael Ives who takes it, and Phil Smith is just going to limp across the line, still in the places, but my goodness me, we had just said that things happened on the last lap, and indeed there it was. A very comfortable lead suddenly disappeared, and Phil Smith having to be content with a lower spot. Thank you, Mr. Starter, the Reds, please. On the back of the pace car, ladies and gentlemen, all the way around, please. A nice round of applause for the winner of race 3, 2-3-6, Michael Ives. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together round the Bradford turn and then down the back straight, please. Let's hear it for him. Mick Ives then, ladies and gentlemen, there he is down that far side. Right, so shortly for another final burst, the man who won race 3. Somewhat surprisingly perhaps, but nevertheless he was through there, took the chances, came through on that last turn to take the checker flag. Driving car number 236. Ladies and gentlemen, once again please here on the home straight in the main grandstand, let's have a nice round of applause for Mick Ives. On to the consolation. In fact, Chris Cook 460 has been out before, but in fact didn't take part, so that puts the total number of cars up in effect by 1. All the rest are going along fine. .22 cars on the grid. Just for those of you who like to keep the records and perhaps were not at Cotton Free on Saturday night, the first Formula One roller of the season, the dubious honour went to old Matthew Bennett down there in number 413. It goes, the green flag drops, and they attempt to find the power, get it down onto the ground. Oh my goodness me, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's 277 who goes hurtling into the fence right down here in front of us. And we've got a rollover, having just mentioned that, and it was a good one. Just keep your eyes on that one. 344 was the one that rolled. It's safely out of harm's way is that car. Just a question of checking if the driver is all okay. And indeed he is. So the race in fact continues. Stewart's right on the spot and Marshall's down there just to ensure that everything is all okay, no problems, and so we get back to the racing. 32, the lead car then at the moment. Looks like Andy Maltus might be in with a shot at this stage in number 314, goes zigzagging around those two parked up cars. John Lund making progress in 53, having just gone past Matthew Bennett in car number 413. Murray Harrison is there in number 97. Up and away goes Craig Howarth in car number 52, hitting the plate on the outside quite hard, bouncing back into the fray. 32 and 314. And 80, so that's how they are at the moment. Bumpers going in on that turn, car number 11 on the receiving end of a little bit of bumper work there. Crashing and walloping the way through. John Lund in number 53, dogging the 413 car of Matt Bennett all the way round. Number 97, Murray Harrison, also making progress, giving a little go at the back end of the number 80 car. They're pushing him wide and immediately going onto the timber balking and losing a wheel. Tore the wheel off as he went across that balking there. That's now safely under another car, so we can again keep it going because the loose wheel has been parked up rather nicely. No problems there. It's out of harm's way off the racing line. Murray Harrison car in fact getting a little bit of damage now, and it's going to get a bit more the way that guy's sliding in there. Fortunately, just managed to avoid it. Matthew Bennett has gone in 413. So, one or two of the likely contenders have gone, and guess who? 53, John Lund now leads the pack. All of them getting far too overeager there, and that big piece of timber balking really creating absolute havoc. It's still doing so down there as well as another car mounts another one of the beams, and so 53 from 314, first and second, then number 80 a little further down. Nevertheless, still going reasonably well. White top driver in third place, car number 80. John Anchors, and that's the halfway in, please. We're into the second half now. Several cars parked around the arena in various parts. Poor old Murray Harrison there with that wheel completely torn off as he went into the balking as he was making a play to dive through on the inside. .509 sliding through, 460, John Lund in 53, belting down the home stretch. 5 next time, Ian, please. Oh! Yes, a little bit close, was that? Gasps all the way round. Lund then out on his own now, no serious problems at all. Say no more, because something seems to go wrong, as in the case of Phil Smith in the previous event. So 198, 329.52. Craig Howarth still there. He goes roaring through there, and again we have a car just clipping the safety barrier, but fortunately without any serious damage. So it's Lund in car number 53 out in front, and the rest of them, well, pretty well spread. Andy Maltus is up there in second place, and Craig Howarth is third in 52. So it's 53, 314 and 52. Now John Lund, of course, is already putting some of the lower placemen behind him, having lapped them. And there's another one gone. And that, in fact, was a couple of cars which might well have been in the first 6 or 8, and therefore in a position to qualify had they have not hit that spot of bother there. But certainly in the case of the one car over there, which is giving us a little firework display of its own in the effort to get started up, and that's all it is, a blowback in the sump at the moment. Oops. And would you believe John Lund is caught up in that little lot as well, so this could be quite interesting. So it looks as if, despite the fact that he's had a little sit down and a snack, John Lund is still there. And down goes the checker. And ready, Mr. Snyder, please, straight away. There's reds out over on the far side. So despite the fact that he was in there for several seconds, in that spot farther down there, John Lund still comes across the line in first place. Consolation event, race 4 on your programme, and driving car number 53 with the trophy and the checker flag. Let's hear it for him all the way around. 26, Mark Webster, 34, Mal Brown, 202, Richard Mason, 169, Andy Clark, 172, Steve Hodgson, 29, Ian Higgins, 464, Jamie Davison, and 236, Mike Lives. Okay. Thank you. The stars, 86, David Tilson, 213, Chandler, number 20, Warren Hunter, 77, Ian Blatz, 212, Frankie Wayman, 73, Ron Cowley, and 272, Andy Hodgson. Men who should have the flashing lights, the back of the pack, number 2, Paul Harrison, 53, John Lund, and 33, Peter Foley. "27 cars on the grid. Non-starters appear to be cars number 460, 64 Kev Smith, 265 Rob Bradson, 109 Phil Smith. Greens a go, we're on the way for this grand final over 20 laps. And it's Paul Marler in 183 who shoots off. Unfortunately for him to get well clear before they all come tearing down into turns 1 and 2. Two of them aren't going to tear very far. Craig Howard, by the look of it, in number 52. Broadside across the track there, hoping in fact to get away before the field comes through. The other one is Chris Wilkinson, 121. Here comes the leader, number 183, Paul Marler. Right behind him is car number 456. And then Barry Heath in 343 from Richard Mason in 202, 34. Mel Brown and Mark Webster in 226. Michael Ives has departed in the early stages in car number 236. It is still 183 Paul Marler, and there the big heap of cars. Rob Cowley involved in number 73. 33, Peter Fawning is there as well, broadside across the track. So that's a couple of the fancy runners already in bother. The leader has to go wide, and there's going to be more trouble there. Absolutely so, because Richard Mason got caught up in that as well in car number 202. Howarth is also still amongst that little lot in car number 52, and of course the other one is Andy Hodgson in 272. Barry Heath has gone as well in 343, so all of a sudden it changes very, very rapidly indeed, and it's 172 your leader, Mr. Snyder. So, Steve Hodgson in 172, the lead car. Mal Brown in second place in car number 34, and the gap isn't too big. Ian Higgins is going nicely in car number 29, so is Ian Platts in 77. Higgins goes wide, that enables Platts to get through. And it looks as if the other Hodgson's departed as well now, and indeed he has. Car number 297 has gone down here, and who's that going through on the inside? It looked like Peter Fawning in number 33. He got away with it. 34, Mal Sample, now the leader. 77, Ian Platts in that second place, then comes number 29. Ian Higgins first, second and third. Mel Brown in car number 34. We're having some fun up here tonight in race control, no doubt about it. Mel Brown in car number 34. Oops, wallop. The leader goes well away there, and that, of course, is what stock car racing should be all about. The use of the old front bumper. And Ian Platts did it to very good effect there in car number 77. But whilst he was performing there, it was Ian Higgins who went into the lead in car number 29. So it's 29 and 77. First and second place. Oh, the bumper's going in further down. 100 involved in car number 20. But as he put the bumper in, Paul Harrison just behind him did likewise, and just waiting for a chance to go through was John Lund in number 53. Lund is now trying desperately hard to get through, which he does past the one car. Now chasing Harrison down the back stretch in car number 2, pushed him aside. Just a gentle nudge of the bumper. Harrison trying desperately to shut Lund out on that turn, but it didn't quite happen on that occasion because Paul Harrison was able to shut the door nicely, which he did, and they're all chasing each other around there. Meanwhile, up front, car number 29, Ian Higgins is the leader from Platts in number 77. Platts getting a little bit closer as they circulate around this oval. 29 and 77 in first and second place at the halfway, Mr. Starter. So into the second half we go with car number 2 and 53 having a ding-dong of a battle for third and fourth places. Then comes 100 in car number 20, Andy Clark in 169, Jamie Davis in 464. Down that back straight, and they really are moving very rapidly around here now. Ian Platts in car number 77, still chasing Ian Higgins in car number 29. It's the number 29 car that leads out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. 29 and 77 in first and second places. Then comes John Lund in number 53, Paul Harrison in number 2. Warren Hunter in number 20, and Richard Mason in trouble again on the pitman in car number 202. Now Ian Platts in number 77 is still chasing Higgins in number 29, and back markers might well have a say in the final outcome of this event, because Higgins is mixing it with those back markers now, and that's given the opportunity for Platts to move right up, and it could be the old Hevo with the bumper any minute now as Platts winds it up down the back straight, pushes Higgins wide. Higgins though manages to keep his line, desperately trying Ian Platts to come through on the inside, but he fails to do so on that occasion. It is still number 29 in the lead from 77 with 5 next time, Mr. Starter. So with 5 laps to go, it's Ian Higgins in car number 29 from 77. Ian Platts in that second place, and those two are now right away from John London in third place in car number 53. Into the home straight they come. Still number 29 at 77. Higgins knows that he's got bother behind him. He might get caught up there, but it's Platts in back who goes. Ian Platts goes there, and John Lund has gone through in car number 53 to take second place as Platts desperately tries to rejoin in car number 77, but that's left it wide open now for Higgins in car number 29. Surely he's in with a more than a real chance now, but Lund is blasting his way around here to terrific rate of knots in car number 53. It's 29 and 53, first and second places. Then a little bit of a gap. Ian Platts is still there in number 77, but lower down the field, Paul Higgins is in the frame as well. Paul Harrison is in the frame in car number 2. We're really getting taken away here with all sorts of things happening at last. A race which has really livened things up here at the moment at Bradford. 77 and number 2 getting a little close now, and Paul Harrison, is he going to have a go? He might well do, just give him half a chance. Interesting now. Lund still really winding it up, but Higgins keeping that distance, and we're coming through onto the last lap. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen now. as Higgins goes through in car number 29. John Lund still chasing him, winding it up well into turns 1 and 2. Keep your eyes on these two cars as they both go on to the last lap. Ian Higgins in car number 29 down the back straight into the pit bend turn for the last time. John Lund desperately trying all the time to catch him, and just look at Lund coming around that corner, eating up the distance all the time. But it's Higgins who crosses the line in first place in car number 29 from John Lund in car number 53 in that second place. Ian Platts in number 77 and might well be third. As to the rest, well, certainly Paul Harrison is there, Warren Hunter has got to be there, and Jamie Davidson in 464. But at last, the racing comes very, very much alive in that final, and we can have the Reds, please. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together on that turn, please. All the way around the Bradford bend. A man who is obviously enjoying his moment of glory, and why shouldn't he? Ian Higgins, the driver of car number 29, and the winner of tonight's grand final. That's it, we can see the hands being put together and the shouts over on the far side. Good. And again, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the grand final. He's here for a final burst of applause from the main grandstand. Driving car number 29, Ian Higgins. And 86. Needs Nigel Wall. The yellows with the first one requiring a push start. The man who obliged actually was Paul Pennington in 382. And we have number 3, Craig Howard in 52. And number 5, 32. Darren Kitson in 532. Richard Knight in 436 after getting a push start. Then obliges number 198. And the yellows are all now on the move. And the A grade has come through. John Dowson, number 294. Jamie Davidson, 464. 226. Michael Ives in 236. Rich Mason in 202. Mark Webster just on the inside there in 226. And the stars now coming through. 73 Rob Cowley, 213 Des Chandler, 20 Warren Hunter, 77 Ian Platts, 212 Frank Wayman, 86 David Wilson. Green flag goes down. 53 John Lund, 33 Peter Faulding, number 2 Paul Harrison, and number 329 White Top Novice driver at the back of the pack, settling in before the man who's got it all to do. Ian Higgins comes tramping down and goes straight through on the back straight and begins to put some of the cars behind him. not a very auspicious start to this event for Des Chandler in number 213, who was just stuck on the corner there. Having trouble just removing that car from its somewhat vulnerable position, and certainly still isn't out of harm's way at all as the field comes charging out of turn 3, down the home straight and into turns 1 and 2. 213 Des Chandler, then the car in a little bit of trouble there. Higgins still making up ground quite rapidly, number 29. He at the moment is just behind Thompson Power 86. Tim Pearson, number 341, holding his line along with number 11 Sean Taylor. 53 John London, 33 Peter Fawley, very, very close. Oh, somebody's smoking there now. That's 509, the actual leader, Mr. Starner, 509 from 32 and 183. Oh, and all sorts of things happening down there. How's the Monster Door in number 52? 226, Mark Webster as well, high and dry and up on the bonnet of number 436. By the look of it, yes, that is 436. That's what you might being used as a parking lot, which won't go down very well. Jamie Davidson, meanwhile, in 464, uses the bumper and immediately removes Len Morris out of contention. The end plans has come to grief in number 77. And number 32 goes sailing through. 509 and 32, in fact, in first and second places. So Stephen Sykes leads in 509. Mason is up there and moving rapidly towards the front in number 202. We're just waiting for him to come through again. And there is the leader, 509. Stephen Sykes from 32, Stuart Bate, and then looks like Mason, he got number 202, up in third place, and away goes Wayman, 212, being pushed there by John Lundberg in number 53, the timbers flying there, and the 212 Wayman car high in the air, and finishing up there on the centre green. Mason attacking now the man who was in second place, Stuart Bate, gives him a gentle nudge, pushes him wide, and then Mason goes on with his relentless pursuit of the lead car. The way he's going won't be too long before he catches Stephen Sykes in number 509. Mason at the halfway stage going well. Sykes still the leader in 509. Mason in 202, first and second. John Lund's going to be up there now, very close to third position if he's not in fact already there. We'll just confirm that next time round, but the first and second men go through 509 and 202, and in fact in third place now is John Lund in 53. Fourth is Stuart Bate in number 32. Now Mason still moving around here at a fair old leap. In fact, the gap between first and second place is narrowed. And certainly now Richard Mason is in very much with a chance with 5 next time, Mr. Starter. And in fact, he's now taken the lead as Steve Sykes went wide on the Bradford turn. Mason shot through. So it's Richard Mason in 202 from Sykes, just holding onto that second place, but not for much longer because John Lund has come roaring through in number 53. And in fact, Sykes is forced out wide and goes into the dead motor parked up there by the pit exit gate. Now then, we could be in for a close one here because Mason, moving around here nicely in number 202, is being pursued equally as relentlessly as Mason in turn pursued Sykes in the earlier stages, trying to get through. And then it's John Lund, in fact, who was pressing him hard. He seems to have lost just a little bit of ground on that occasion. Michael Ives departs in 236 down here. Loose wheel off the racing line down there. Michael Ives in 236 has just gone, and let's get back over. Around goes number 3 over there. Richard Mason, in fact, helping him to spin out. 202 and 53. And Lund eating up the distance now between the first and second placeman. Still, perhaps, and it gets balked there by car number 12. Len Morris in number 12, balking the progress of the man in second place, which perhaps will be the incident that decides that Mason will without doubt take this one. It looks as if that's going to be the case as the last lap board appears to go out. 202 Richard Mason from 53 John Lund, and 33 Peter Fawley, first, second and third. Fourth is Paul Harrison in number 2, and then Rob Cowley number 73, and the rest are spread. There's the checker flag. Mason takes it in 202, second, Lund in 53, third, Fawley number 33. Paul Harrison's through, so Thank you, Mr. Starter. Reds, please. Richard Mason, and ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Grand National event for you, qualifying round for the All-Season Championship. 2:02 Richard Mason first, second was 53 John Lund, third 33 Peter Faulding, fourth number 2 Paul Harrison, fifth 73 Rob Cowley, and sixth 294 John Dowson. Seventh was 382 Paul Pennington, eighth place went to number 329, ninth was number 3, and in 10th place, number 11, Sean Taylor. That's 2:02, 53, 33, number 2, 73, 294, 382, 329, number 3, and number 11. For those of you who would like to take note of the grade awards, they were as follows. The White Top C grade award went to car number 456. The B grade Yellow Top award went to number 52 Craig Howarth, and the Blue Top A grade award to 29 Ian Higgins. Richard Mason once again for your applause, ladies and gentlemen. There he is.